Cassie, and this is Kathy. I'm a physician assistant with Fox Valley Orthopedics, and Kathy is our medical assistant. And we're going to show you today, this is an instructional video on the use of the Arc Sling. So the Arc Sling is a sling that oftentimes the surgeon will give you after you've had a surgery, whether it's a rotator cuff repair, or a labral repair, a shoulder replacement, or a fracture. This is most often the sling that we use. So Kathy is showing you the basic sling portion. This is just the basic sling. This is what will likely be placed on you after surgery. So when you wake up, this is the part that will be on your right or your left shoulder. There's two parts to this sling, and the waist portion here is the part that can be a little bit trickier to understand. So the waist portion, the reason for the waist portion is that it allows, as we have it on the body, so if we were to use Kathy as our example, for a right shoulder, and if you go ahead and place your arm against it, it provides a slight bit of abduction from the shoulder, and that would be a better resting position for either the rotator cuff or the labrum after surgery. It's a more neutral position. The waist portion has the lever arm here. The lever should be pointing forward. So if you've had a right shoulder surgery, the lever will be pointing forward. The left side, same idea. As long as that lever is pointing forward, you'll know that you have it on correctly positioned. So let's show you how to place the sling. So for Kathy, we will assume that she's had a right shoulder surgery, so I'm going to show you how to place the Arc Sling for a right side. The waist portion we'll put on first, and the waist portion has an adjustable piece of metal in it, so you can see here as it can move and form to fit your body, however you are more comfortable. So we position it here, right against her body, and the strap comes across, and we'll hook into the front. So if that feels comfortable to her, and her arm is in that position, we can now apply the second main part of the sling. So because she just had surgery, I don't want her arm moving out from her body. So I'm going to have Kathy keep her arm near her body. And we will just have her gently slip her hand and forearm into the sling. And I'm positioning the sling now in a way, I'm going to have you turn a little bit to your side. So the lever arm here is going to hit right about at the level of her wrist. That way she'll still be able to move her wrist within the sling, but it's not keeping her too bound up. So now that we have this positioned, keep in mind here, you can see that I purposely have kept that plastic piece in place. That way, once we have it in the correct position, and now we can remove that plastic piece, the sling will be sitting exactly where we want it to sit. Now we can place this strap, so she'll bring it across her body, and that's going to hook in here in the front. And certainly all of this is adjustable, so if she felt that it was more comfortable to have it a little bit tighter, we could simply tighten up this piece, and then tension it here in the back. A few other tips with regards to the sling. So you'll see here that we have a little hand piece here. So the hand piece is one of the optional pieces of the sling. I'll have you turn a little bit so we can see. This piece should simply fit between your thumb and the rest of the fingers. So she'll gently grab it here. These two tabs are to tension just the wrist portion. So you'll simply pinch here, tension down, and then there's Velcro to secure it in place. Same on the bottom portion. Pinch, snug it up just a little, and then reposition. And this way Kathy can still wiggle her fingers and it's comfortable, but it's not too tight in her hand. This portion can certainly come out at night. The best way to remove that is just the opposite of what we did to tension it. So you'll loosen both by pressing, and then this whole piece can come out, can be folded out of the way, however you'd like to reposition it. That way she can take breaks from that portion of the sling. Next, I want to show you how to separate, or how to remove the sling as one piece. That's the safer way to do it, as opposed to trying to separate the two pieces while it's on the body. So to take it off, either Kathy or I could simply undo one strap here, undo the waist strap, and then carefully sliding her arm out of the sling, trying to keep her arm still close to her body, and simply removing it as two pieces as opposed to separating it. I'd like to show you some extra features of the Arc Sling now that it's off the body. So this extra Velcro piece here is an optional piece. One piece of Velcro would hook in here, the other piece comes across here. This just snugs up the forearm portion. It's just for comfort, and this piece is optional. If you'd like to put your sling together as one piece while it's off the body, the way to do that is you'll see the Velcro here, lever arm is pointing forward. I'd like you to position the lever right about here, right where I have it on this sling. That way you still have use of the wrist, you can move the wrist, but it should come to right about the seam. The last thing I'd like to show you is if you happen to find that this portion of the fabric, this type of fabric, is a little uncomfortable as it rubs against the side of the neck, you can flip it 180 degrees if it's more comfortable. So to flip it, you'll just undo this Velcro, flip 180 degrees here, same on the other side, flip 180 degrees. That way this side of the sling would then be against your neck as it's resting on your body. That might be more comfortable for you. Thank you very much. If you have any other questions about the sling, you can certainly call our office or wait until you come in for your post-operative visit, and we'll be happy to show you at that visit as well more of the details about the sling. Thanks.
Thank you.